Congratulations, you made it to topic 5, and in this topic we're going to look at safety assessment of vaccines. So in other words, we're really looking at quantification of the safety. Or yet in other words, how can we actually measure the absence of adverse events following immunization? So unintended effects. In order to do this, we will guide you through a series of presentations, and the first one will be given by Bob Chen from the Centers of Disease Control, giving you an introduction into safety monitoring with a focus on programs. And here we believe it is particularly important to focus on the criteria or the components of what makes immunization programs stable in the future. We will then have a next talk, and that talk will be by Katie Edwards from Vanderbilt University, and she will highlight the importance of using internationally standardized or harmonized case definitions and to evaluate them. She will share a structured approach to case ascertainment, and that specifically for clinical trials. In this presentation, it will be important to focus on the key features of the availability of standardized definitions and the importance of their evaluation and shared use.
After this, we will look at causality assessments. This will be Neil Halsey from Johns Hopkins, who will describe us the mechanisms of vaccines causing adverse events. In this lecture, it will be important to focus on and to pay close attention to the criteria that are used to assess the causality of, to describe a causal relationship between adverse events and immunization. And after this lecture, we will have again Miriam Sturkenboom from the Erasmus Medical Center, who will give a lecture about the different study designs that are suitable for rare disease epidemiology. And in this lecture, we would like to recommend you to pay close attention to the strengths of self-controlled case series, as these are as this is a very helpful method to assess or to look into the epidemiology of rare diseases.
Okay, so now that you learned a lot about safety assessment and that you have a lot of tools in hand, it is time to look at a framework for monitoring the safety. So we're fortunate that Yolanda Guerra-Mendoza from GSK will introduce you to the principles and concept of the risk management plan. And she will use the RTSS vaccine as an example, and it will be your task then to actually look at that risk management plan and appraise it.
Another important aspect in safety, also for vaccines, is good vigilance practice. And in the next lecture, we will have Katharina Hartmann from Takeda talking to us about the contrast between drugs and vaccines, specifically for good vigilance practice based on the new EU legislation. In this lecture, as we said, we're looking at the differences between drugs and vaccines, so pay close attention to the differences in monitoring vaccines and drugs.
Okay. And as a final lecture in this topic, we will be presented the key principles and I would almost say a guidance on how to write a safety section of a phase 3 protocol. So this is now really going towards the direction of doing it. And Geiran Babatunde Imukwede from the Jenner Institute in Oxford, with a lot of experience in low and medium income countries, will highlight the key aspects of this skill for you. So we hope this provides you a fairly comprehensive picture of all the different aspects of safety assessment that you may come across in the future. Enjoy the presentations.